Hello and welcome into Sorare with Laird. I'm Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare. Joined as always on Tuesday by Harry Trades. Today, talk about some classic competitions. Apologies for being late. I had to change shirts. It was as simple as that. Got my, I don't even know what they call it, Heritage Edition J-League shirt. It's a little blousy, but we play through. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming in. Before we jump into it, today's stream is brought to you by MFL. You notice this stream is open to everybody, and you can thank MFL for that. MFL is the Metaverse Football League. Everyone who is regular on this channel is well aware that I've been playing MFL for a while. Harry, today, it actually just ended. I'm not sure he's finished it. I played Quinny.
No way. What, friendly or actual?
Nope. We play in a cup match together against each other. He called it El Streamico, I believe, which I thought was a great name. Yeah. And there's a big thing in the MFL community now that I'm now coming off as somebody who is like anti-tactics, which is like I'm not anti-tactics at all. But Quinny is like Mr. Tactics. And so people are like, oh, it's tactics versus no tactics.
That's funny. Like stacking versus unstacking.
Something like that. You're right. Yeah. You're right. And do you want to know the result?
Yeah, I would.
Laird 2-1.
Wow. What, your best team versus his best team?
Definitely not his best team. He has in the cup, they put like similarly rated teams together, regardless of what division you're in. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I took home the victory today. That's which apologies if people are watching live now are watching his stream as well, that I just gave it away. MFL does this thing where you can watch in like they do like you can watch the whole match in just like the regular 2D engine, and then they do highlights, and then they have extended highlights. Ooh. And he was watching the extended highlights version, which is longer than the regular one. And I had to be here. So I was like, I don't have time for the extended ones. And so, yeah, 2-1, we'll play again.
Yeah, you won. So you've got less deconstruction to do. He has, more work to do.
That's right. That's right. My tactics were spot on. Tactical masterclass by Laird today. So anyway, thank you to MFL for sponsoring the show. Thank you to everybody for coming in. Dobbsy, this was 5.5 hours ago, unfair taking of a podium here, but a win is a win. There's no unfair taking of podiums. To be clear, podiums are meant to be earned by the dirtiest of cheaters, that whenever the stream gets posted, it is fair game. So Dobbsy, you win today, and you are joined on the podium by Anyon and Fraxy. Congratulations to you three. Rude said, me and the next 300 win $1. I would love to give $1 to the next 300 people who watch. Stefan, what's up? Roman said, thinking I would be in the top 3, and this was 33 minutes before the stream, but nope, got to be faster than that. James Stevens said, I think Sorare 26 has to be about XE, expected enjoyment. I haven't figured out yet how that looks, but that's how I'm choosing to play. Love it. Harry, what the hell happened to the gallery reviews?
They were just they're just on pause right now, just because I've had a lot of things going on. I'm moving for the 9th time in a year, it feels like. And then, yeah, Sorare's announcement. So like I'm giving advice on things that like I'm unaware, like we just don't know too much about. We know a bit more obviously now since the prize pools. And I did ask for whoever did want a gallery review. That happened before they brought it out. So like, whatever. But yeah, they'll come. They'll be here in the next probably week or so. My dad comes over on Friday, so I'll have a bit more time to, just think as like a human being.
Sure.
Because baby's outside right now, sleeping hopefully. So yeah, it's just been a lack of time, and then timing of what like Sorare have brought out basically. But yeah, they're not stopping. They're just kind of on pause basically.
Yeah, so for those of you who are unaware, over on Harry's YouTube channel, which you can just search Harry Trades on YouTube, become a member there, and Harry does monthly gallery review, for his members. And I'm surprised you even asked for any right now, because we're going to talk about it today. Like, we just have no idea what it's going to look like, meaning Sorare 26. And I said to somebody yesterday, I think the biggest difficulty with talking about Sorare 26 is that we really I don't think anybody's going to really know until we actually start playing. And that's frustrating because people like to plan ahead and all that stuff. So yeah, go over there, become a member, support Harry and all that he does. Sorare Soul, what's up? Thanks for coming in. Philly Dilly said, I think contest selection is about to become critical in Classic. If you don't have a week that sets up really well, just let some cards sit. Only hit the arena when you're in a prime spot and don't waste essence. Harry doesn't even have essence because he just likes to spend. No saving for Harry. Mikey, what's up? Dobsy, hello again. Anion, when Bayern play against Hamburg, be sure not to enter champ and prioritize arena. I mean, you could play Bayern people in the arena, and in season you might not be able to do. Although in season champ, Harry, let's talk about that in a few seconds. We'll see. Mike said, "Can you keep the noise down, please?" As I'm trying to watch the footy. What footy is on? Oh, that's Club World Cup match.
Yeah, I don't know who's playing that.
No.
Oh, Dortmund.
I think Dortmund's later today, isn't it?
No, Dortmund's now. It's
it's now? Okay,
yeah,
fair enough. All I'm asking is for 45 minutes of peace to begin with. Good luck. Sean Kennedy, what's up? Dobsy's looking for a Laird leg reveal. I have legs, 2 of them. They work. That's why I walk all the time. Anyway, Josh said if only there was a website that could effectively demonstrate the most Sorare-friendly lineups in a game week specifically to avoid this situation. Had Laird down as a jeans man, was shocked to see the chinos. Interesting. So, James, I have not worn a pair of jeans in, I bet, 15 years.
Chinos have always been in over here, though. That's the thing. Like,
so what's funny is that the ones that I had on, I have the exact same pair in navy blue and dark gray, and I tend to wear those. Like, I tend not to wear the khaki color that much.
I'm gonna go look. I don't know what they look like right now, but let's just
like the picture that I posted.
Oh yeah. They're just classic sort of American chinos. Like everyone wears them, which is not throwing shade. I think I've got a pair myself, but
of course,
yeah.
Here you go. Here's the leg reveal. Those are the pants.
They're just a bit more comfortable than jeans as well.
Oh, I mean, always.
Yeah,
jeans aren't comfortable. Anybody who says otherwise is lying to themselves.
Yeah, complete lie.
And I'm way too old at this point to like prioritize fashion over comfortability. The nice thing about fashion now is it feels like we're finally combining the two. Anyway. Sean, what's up? Rui, Soul, that shirt combo is fire. Yeah, so shout out to Sorare for providing us these shirts. Harry is in Korea. I'm in Japan. Yeah, these are great. These are great. Did Bradford Jack send you both of those?
that might cut deep for a few.
for you, yeah, for sure. Anyway, Rui said, try playing Hat Trick, the oldest fantasy game ever, already 27 years running. If you think 27 years is the oldest fantasy game ever, you're just not informed. Maybe the longest fantasy football game, but there are other sports that go way back further. Hat Trick hasn't changed a bit for about a decade. Oh, great. If I create an art gallery, will Harry review it for me?
I would, yeah.
Hell yeah, let's go. Matt says, as a mainly classic player, I don't know what to think yet of the removal of Challenger and Contender as well as SO7. Well, good news, Matt. We're going to talk about it. Miss Granger, what's up? City Keen. Sad I had to let go of one of my Courtois from the triplet set. Why?
Yeah, why?
Laird's too old for jeans. I appreciate that, Mike. But you're kind of right. Shorts over any other leg wear. I'm with you on that. I am currently wearing shorts. Andreas, what's up? Always watching in replay, but today occasionally saw the link to the stream just at the beginning, so maybe I'll take part in the discussion with the chat for the first time. We love it. We absolutely love it. Beautiful Mistakes. Would you read this as Beautiful Mistakes X or Beautiful Mistakes 10?
X.
X? Because I definitely thought 10, and I didn't. You look like you're about to cook something. Huh.
Like a Michelin star.
Because of the shirts or something else? Because Harry and I both have mugs? I don't know.
Cook a coffee if that helps.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so we're going to talk about Classic as if we know what we're talking about. Harry, I bought a Classic card recently that I thought I was going to play in Classic, and now I'm like, maybe I'll play it in season because you still can. That's the Jude Bellingham rare I bought. There's another one that I'm looking at that I might play there as well. But I kept thinking about Champ because you and I were talking about how we really loved Champ in season, and based on the announcement, there is no Champ in season, and the I don't know if I want to say exactly who it is. They are in the chat though, so I apologize for stealing. I'll give you full credit if you want, but there was this point that the expectation is that Ligue 1 gets its own competitions. Nicola tweeted out the French flag yesterday, and everybody kind of responded to it, thinking that that was the case. And that leaves us with Serie A, which does not have a full license. We have a number of Serie A teams that are licensed, but no Juve, no Inter, and no Roma, which seem like three very big ones to miss. And so the question came up, like, do they do a single league Serie A competition without those teams? And if they don't, where do in-season Serie A cards go? And it's like, how about Champ? How about Champ in season?
I mean, it worked pretty nicely last year, didn't it? I thought, like there was definitely like I know this is a classic chat, but I think we'll start here. But yeah, I mean, yeah, champion season was that sort of gateway into in season, like in the champ sphere. There obviously wasn't a single league comp, so you didn't have that burden if you looked at a single league comp as a burden, as in like you can only choose from 20 teams or whatever. And for whatever reason, I know the reason, but Ligue 1 and Serie A cards were just a bit cheaper. Alternatively to the Prem versions, obviously. Then you probably got the Bundesliga that came after that, and then equally probably La Liga. They're not on par maybe with Bundesliga as far as like prices go of just players in general, because you could play them everywhere effectively. So yeah, it was like sort of like a cheat code way into just playing in season with the top 5 leagues. And I mean, yeah, for me that I kind of had to go that route because I didn't really have the funds to do the other the single league comps. Not that I really wanted to, and that's something we'll definitely touch upon today because yeah, you've said it as well, that like we're not really too big of fans of the single league comps. Now obviously we don't have to worry about that in classic anymore because yeah, of course they've been chopped, which is again something that a lot of people have been really disappointed by, which I didn't personally feel that way just because I weren't like invested in those comps last season classic wise, but I can definitely see why people were, because yeah, they were a really fun way to not play in season but play your favorite league, so to speak. And yeah, that part's disappointing, and now everyone's been just sort of thrown into champ classic, which is obviously SO7 now. And yeah, it's just a weird. It's going to be a weird transition, like you said, unless we have it in front of us, like game week, whatever it's going to be. Like it's just very hard to visualize these things, and I think that's what Sorare maybe doesn't appreciate. Maybe like when they're giving us this information, like it's fine for us to like sort of conceptualize it in our brains, but like we need more pictures. Like we need like how the game week's going to look, how the actual lobby's going to look and stuff, and it's really hard without that, I think. And I really struggle with that without the visualization.
Yeah, so I think the thing that there are basically two parts of that bring up things that I wanted to discuss. And one was, it was actually something that somebody else brought up in chat recently. One was, if you are a Prem player, like you played Prem in season last year and your expectation was to play Prem Classic this year with those cards, the biggest difficulty with moving all of that to champ is you're like, okay, I play Prem in season. I'm going to do it again this year. Am I going to play classic champ? And now I'm like winning La Liga cards or Serie A cards to play in a comp that I don't want to play in. And now you're almost like forcing people to the secondary market, which we already know is not like the friendliest place. And maybe during the, during the early going, it'll be easier. But even that, what you were saying, Serie A and Ligue 1 cards were cheaper last year or last season. I guess it was last year. And the reason that was the case is because you could only play them in champ. And like you had your Nice boys, and I bought into Strasbourg and the little like Napoli collection. And I basically followed that path of like, all right, I'll play champ and not have to worry about the single league comps. And the new structure basically it doesn't kill it, because obviously you can still win Prem cards in champ, but you're adding an extra step and rewarding people with something that they don't want to win. And I don't think that they're going to like go back and do single league classic comps, but I just feel like that is kind of one of the points that either they ignored. Well, they either didn't think about it or they just ignored, and they were like, oh no, like that's it. Don't worry about it. And I think that's a major sticking point with some people, that because somebody even said it before. Here it is. Beautiful mistakes 10. I bought a lot of relegated players from the Prem to play in Challenger. Now I'm on ice, which is a whole different thing. But like, there are people buying or they were like classic Prem to play. I want to win Prem cards. And now you have a 1 in 5 chance of winning Prem cards, theoretically, if you just look at one per league. But that's the tricky part with how the game is set up now. And in terms of the single league comps, I can't remember if I said this on stream. I think it was Friday, because it was something that I've been like meaning to bring up. But it felt like when Sorare started expanding like throughout the world, it was like, if you live in Peru, like you can play cards from Peru to like compete with everybody else. And I feel like that ended up being a bit of a misunderstanding of the fantasy market. And I'll even use Midtjylland as an example. That Midtjylland, if you're really into the Danish Superliga, it's like, all right, let me buy these Midtjylland cards, and you buy them, and you're like, I love Denmark and I love the Superliga, and you get all these cards from Superliga, and then you just get absolutely smashed by Eredivisie cards, Jupiler cards, Galatasaray, and you're just like, I didn't want to play fantasy with the teams I know really well and have to have them compete against teams in other countries. I just want to show that I know the Superliga the best. And I think part of that, like part of the game that we all love is being able to play guys from Denmark against guys from Belgium, or, the Austrian Bundesliga against guys in Scotland or wherever. But I think generally more people actually do just like single league comps, which you and I were the opposite. Like, we actually like having more options. Like, that's why I like Contender, because there's so many teams, and that's why I like Champ, because it's like, if you don't have Bayern this week, like you can make it up elsewhere. But it does seem like the single league comp is where we're going. But for Classic, it ends up being like you said, like we want a diagram of where we're going to go, and the diagram just doesn't work for Champ. Of, let me use my old Prem cards to like win La Liga cards to sell, and then buy Prem cards at inflated prices, because I probably only have instant buys at this point. Like, the secondary market is always going to be cheaper. So now you're rewarding people with less valuable things that they have to sell to buy the thing they want at an inflated price. And it just feels like they really love their diagrams of like, you do like their old like progression diagram, and with U23 like off to the side. But it just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it works anymore. And so we're winning things that we don't necessarily want. And we have no idea like how the essence will work. Like, do you still win Prem Essence? Can you win Champ Essence? Am I going to play a bunch of Prem and Champ Classic and then win League Un card, or Craft League Un card? Like, I don't know. And like, you can't think about Classic without thinking about in season, because like the Classic rewards go towards in season, and it just feels like it just doesn't work yet.
No, 100%. I've got 2 little points on that. So on like the Prem one, for example, or just a single league comp in general, like the biggest like negative for me, if you've got like Prem Classic cards or Liga Classic cards or Bundesliga Classic cards that aren't like your upper echelon teams, let's say, like I've got a Brighton stack, but we can call it whatever. Like, now that Brighton stack, or previously that Brighton stack in Classic last year, would have had to compete with 19 other teams, right? Like, it could just pop off against Southampton. Whereas if they play Southampton this upcoming season, where you've got like 5x or 4x the worry, if you know what I mean. And so, yeah, that just makes things, it just makes it 4 times worse, basically, to have that Brighton stack in a way. And then the other thing is, you were saying like, yeah, okay, if you are playing Prem cards in it, your old Prem cards in Champ Classic this upcoming season, and you win a La Liga card or wherever card you win, like, it kind of then falls back on like, they probably should just have champion season, right? Because then you're kind of a bit more inclined then to maybe keep that card and go, okay, well, I can pop that in there. I can even use a Classic Prem card if I want. I'm 3 cards away. Like, Yeah, I think they'd make a mistake not having the champ card, not only because of the Serie A thing, but even just in general. Like if you are going to group everyone together in the classic terms, because there's no single league comps in classic, well, you want to make those rewards somewhat like keepable in people's heads. And the only way that is possible, if it's not from the league that you primarily have those classic cards, is if you have a champion season.
I feel like there are plenty of people who love the Prem and just want to play the Prem. And this mechanism is now like, all right, well, you got to beat the 19 teams in the Prem and the 20 teams in League One. And just what you said. And it's, I mean, again, I like that. You like it.
Right. Yeah.
But like
in an in-season sense, we like it.
Yeah.
Like, and I can't really shit on the classic sense because I did do pretty well now and again in Champ Classic last season, maybe once or twice, but again, it's everyone in there now. Like the amount of cards, like that's one thing we need to talk about today. Is like, let's have a little guesstimate on like the amount of entries is going to be in some of these competitions. Like it could be astronomical in Classic.
Well, yeah,
in limited,
basically everyone from Prem, Bundesliga, La Liga, and Champ last year and in season are now just in Champ.
Yep.
And I mean, it's not going to be that many. It's just going to be everybody with 3.
Right, but like you can take one like smasher out for each classic version, because like the good thing we haven't really spoke about yet is like, classic cards in general definitely aren't dead. Like the best ones are very much alive, if not thriving, going into next season, in the sense that you can play everything that you can use your classic Kimmich next season in season, and then obviously hit the streaks as well. Like that is on the surface level, without knowing the numbers, like it should be pretty cool. Like that's a good thing, obviously, right? It's better than obviously needing to have 5 like you had it, or we have right now in MLS. So yeah, fair play. Like, your classic smasher, quote unquote, is as valuable as anything really right now. Like those cards should be quite not expensive because you don't know the prize pools, but you know what I'm saying? They should be setting the standard, which they might be already or have done, but even more so, like we know for a fact that they can be used quite comfortably next season. So that alone is great. But then you go, okay, how does all my other classic stuff look outside of in season once I've used my 1 in each position, or in each lineup, let's say? And then it goes, okay, well, I'm just in a massive pool, man, like a seriously big pool. And that's not to say there won't be a seriously big prize pool, because like Quinny's mentioned it a few times in his videos, like everything's getting grouped into one now, effectively.
Yeah.
And so, all the rewards do and whatever. And yeah, it's just so hard, isn't it, without looking and seeing the lobby and going, okay, wow, they're rewarding, I don't know, 50 tier 2s and 100 tier 3, whatever it looks like. And you can, work that out, extrapolate out and go, okay, well, there is 10,000 people playing, but, top 1,000, 2,000 get something like half decent. You go, oh, hang on a minute. This could actually be grindable, but it just all depends on, how juicy and how long those prizes look, compared to the entries. Because, I mean, limited entries, I haven't done the numbers, but they're going to be in like comfortable, like big 5 figures, right? Like, no. Let's call it all-star limited. 5 figures.
I think 5 figures. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were saying 5,000.
I think it's going to be 50,000. Like, there's going to be over 50,000 lineups in all-star limited. Maybe not in each division, obviously. There has to be. There used to be like 30,000 last year.
Were there that many in all-star?
20s, yeah, 20 to 30. I'm sure there was.
So the one thing that we need to preface, though, is that for every 3 classic lineups there were last year, there can only be 2 this year, meaning we previously had 15 cards made up 3 lineups last year, and now 14 cards makes up 2. So
right, but
from a number of card perspective, like, and we all have enough cards. I mean, not everybody, but like enough people have enough cards where it's fine. The difference between 15 cards and 21 cards, and who knows about subs, we'll see how many, but yeah, obviously it's going to be just a truckload of competitions. Skazmo said they mentioned single league arenas as well. I think that's what they'll do for Prem, La Liga, etc. Classic. Don't think they'll do single classic again. Yeah, and maybe they do like the Coliseums as well, where it's like more people but slightly bigger prizes. So it's like I don't know. We'll see. James said the whole thing is current on what ifs. No planning possible until the release of cards and comps, I think. So, I mean, if you're somebody who's playing in season, you're not. I guess the only planning you can do now is like knowing that you can play a classic card, and like that helps. So there is that. Yippee Kaya and Surface, what's up? Beautiful mistakes. I probably should have read this one before I put it up here, but here we are. Sometimes you feel like Sorare is a woman, always likes to surprise you, and you can't change her mind, and she is always right. All right, I don't feel bad putting that up. Anyway, Scosmo said if they do Champ Classic only and rewards are all tier 0 to tier 2 only, which follows MLS, and they get the pools right, it might be palatable. Winning tier 5 League One cards with a decent EPL lineup will be pointless. Yeah, I don't. Do you think that they're going to like eliminate the tier 3, 4, and 5 rewards and just do
right now they've eliminated tier 2s as well.
Oh,
MLS,
that's true, yeah.
Like if they do what Scosmo says, and bring it down to tier 2, then I think, you know what, just optics wise, like you'll see like a decent sort of tail of just cards, and then obviously it just pops into Essence. I think there could be something to that, to where like you look at it and go, yeah, that's half decent. I can sneak my way into the top 500, 300, whatever. I hope they learn from the fact that I think just the tier 1 cutoff is just so harsh. I think they need to bring it down to tier 2. I really do. Even tier 3 I wouldn't be against, but I can definitely cut you off at tier 2 and be relatively happy.
I just love that everybody's like, you need to fix the tiers, and they're like, you know what? Fuck it, let's just get rid of them. Like, oh, okay.
But then we're having tiers in ceiling apparently. So what,
Oh, that's true.
Like that sounds like more work.
Yeah.
Like,
apologies for swearing there. I'm very curious how that will play out, because like, as we know, players move within, from tier to tier. And so it's like, is it the tier that they were when you steal them? Or my favorite will be when they reward, somebody gets like a really bad tier 1 reward and they go to seal it and they're like, this is a tier 3 seal. And you're like, I just won this. Like, know that is going to happen.
That's
like, we know it is going to happen. Sonny said, easy solution. If you win champ with Prem cards, you get rewarded with Prem cards. But it's not that easy, because like, what if I have 2 Prem, 2 La Liga, and a Ligue 1? Like, I don't know.
It's impossible.
Rewards in lower division single league comps are just bad. I don't know. I don't even play them. The problem is not even about winning La Liga players. It's just EPL cards were more expensive on average than champ cards. But in terms of SO5, they're worse on average. So you can hardly win something. That's actually a really interesting point. That
is a good point.
Yeah.
Like the Brighton stack's inflated because it just needs one Southampton fixture to kind of pop off in Prem, but not in, like we've said, not in when it's playing with champ. Like, it's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
And that's why they're more expensive than Nice, because they're in the Prem.
They're also more expensive because people like know who they are.
Fine. But you also have that shielding. You pay for the shielding, of not having to play in champion season if you don't want to.
Mike said their idea behind that is that it's going to entice Prem-only players to play other leagues. That's where they're trying to tell us how to play, not work to how we actually play. I don't think they're telling people, like, I really don't think that there's anything in their game where they're like, you should buy classic cards from other leagues to compete with your Prem cards. Like, they just, once they become classics, they're just like, hey, here are the contests. Just do whatever you want.
But I think there's got to be something in them rewarding you an in-season La Liga card if you've just got like Prem players, for example, because then that could open your mind up to a different league. I wouldn't be against that being a decent little conspiracy theory.
I mean, it's been the theory the whole time we've been on this platform. You win a J League card and you're like, who? And you're like, L15 of 73? And you're like, oh, I'm going to play J League now.
3% collection, baby. Let's go.
Says, senior. I know he's kidding. Anyway. Scosmo said, seeing as they love to add more reasons for bonus percentages, I wonder if coefficients could come to All-Star. Champ cards get 1.2, Challenger 1.1, Contender 1.0. God, I hope not. Piggott said, and with Super Rare, I don't even know if I win Unique Essence or Super Rare Essence in the moment, and I don't want Unique Essence.
I know.
Yeah. James said, I signed up crafting Prem Tier 5s. That they have benefits of collections and maybe could work in a lineup every now and again. I have no use for other league tier 5s, which I can't sell. Yeah.
It's fine. But you won't be rewarded tier 5. Hopefully it's just Essence. So
Because I said the amount of entries will be the same because everybody was playing there already. I don't think so. There are plenty of people who like this last year was their first year on Sorare and they played in season. And now they're playing
loads of people. Yeah.
Prem was the FPL replacement for many, as I don't see a reason to play FPL if I can play Sorare, but now
Fine.
I mean it's still way better. Come on now.
Right. But you just can't have the shield in. Well, you could play in season, obviously.
Is a great one. Philly Dilly single league Serie A competition without Milan, Inter, and Juve. Now that's Inter. Excuse me. No, it's Roma, Inter, and Juve. They have Milan.
They have Milan. Yeah.
Yeah. Serie.
That's clever.
Aren't the missing Serie A teams contracted to Socios? I have no idea. Imagine next season they will make it 11 players in a lineup for Classic. So what's really funny is that I feel like there are enough people who are like, yeah, there'll be SO7 and then SO11. Like it's almost like people are starting to expect it. For people who don't normally play, like who aren't on Sorare, like a lineup of 11 people makes total sense.
Yeah, like it really does.
You tell them 5 and they're like 5?
5, yeah. So it is just a weird abstract number, obviously. I mean, you play 5 aside, like if you play IRL football, like you kind of know that like connection, but outside of that, it's like.
Philly Dilly said, I think in Champ, your essence and or card reward should be relative to your team. If you enter an all EPL team in Champ, your reward will be EPL card or essence.
So like if you have 1 card and 6, like it's tough, isn't it? Like 1 Champ card and 6 Prem cards in Champ. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Do you get 6/7 of Prem?
Yeah. I get the whole thing, but if you're mixing, then it just gets really weird.
If they make ceiling attractive and based on card level, they can reduce the number of classic lineups by a lot. I didn't even think about that actually. Giving you more for higher XP cards.
Ooh, like sealing a card with like more XP give you
like a level 10 card versus a level 3 card.
I didn't
think about that, but that's actually that's like an actual good idea for Sorare because it takes those higher cards out.
I'm just not convinced the actual like what was just said there. Like I don't think it dents the quality of lineups. Like I don't think sealing will dent the quality of lineups that are out and the quantity. Like it might dent the training lineups in All-Star, but like they ain't winning anything anyway. So yeah, the number's gone down, but there's no the impact hasn't gone down, right?
The only way that it becomes impactful is if somebody reads the rules and decides it's better to seal a Kimmich than not, or to like buy another one and seal that.
It's just impossible. You've got a better chance.
Like because it's a bit of a catch-22 for them because they want to do something that gets those cards out of the game because they're scores are too high. Although I feel like I haven't heard people complain about that a lot recently, but maybe
I just scored 600 points last night, Laird. Scores are high.
Yeah, well, I know they're high, but like I don't think people are necessarily complaining about it as much.
No, I know
because they're complaining about DNPs. Maybe it's just this week versus next week, but you don't want to build the game in a way where you get the best cards and then not play them. Like you want people to play, you want people to enjoy the game, and you enjoy it by playing the best cards.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, it's a tough one for them.
Yeah, I don't know how I just don't know how it lessens the quality of lineups sealing. Like I think it's a good mechanic for like all the shitty cards, but
apparently they're going to address sealing in the next AMA, which they're going to have to address it in their next announcement anyway.
Right, yeah. Are we going to get an AMA in by the time 2 weeks rolls over? Maybe.
Mike said, my guess is ceiling tiers is going to be based on whether special edition, not as we think of it now, reward-wise.
Like a Sunrise edition's worth more?
I don't know why they would want those out of the game, but
I know.
Andrea said they were more expensive because of the prize pool and in season 2. Prem had close to the same amount of cash as Champ and considerably more than Bundesliga and La Liga. That's a good point. There were more in-season La Liga Division 1 entries than Classic at the end of the season. Wow.
That's hilarious.
I mean, surely people weren't playing La Liga cards, like their best La Liga cards in La Liga Classic, right? Oh, maybe they were.
I hope not. that unique guy was. He was just cleaning up. You know, the guy that was just winning Pedri uniques and stuff. Remember that guy? He was playing classic La Liga unique and just cleaning up. Obviously, he didn't have in. I don't think they were all in season, obviously, so he didn't have the choice. But
right, but he could have played champ.
Right. Yeah.
Bob said crafting reveal mechanics could help with getting the leagues you want. Need to wait for specifics. There's a lot of waiting for specifics.
Mm-hmm.
James said prices were based on 5 players needed to win. If you need 11, then either prices go down or prizes go up. So I doubt we'll see changes to in-season because of that. I don't think we're going to get bigger in-season lineups.
No, the scarcity stay the same though, right? Like, you know, unless you increase the scarcity, which they're not probably going to, then nothing should change, right? Prize-wise, really.
Yeah. Josh said, did quick maths. Game week 72, Prem, Rare Prem Classic 1,600, Bundesliga 1,400, and Champ just under 6,000. So add in the other leagues on top of the Prem and Bundesliga, looking at nearly 2x Champ entries. It's not 2x though, because we need more. We need more cards for each lineup.
But people have them. I'm not buying that one.
But then they're not as good. You got to You got to like take 2/3 of it, and that's the lineup you'll get. I don't know, maybe. There could also be sealing tier 5s, which would become tier 2s in 3, 6, or 12 months. If you can't unseal this card at this point, then sealing would impact the number of quality cards in Classic in the long run. So like the greatest like trick that Sorare pulled was convincing people that a lot of tier 5s become tier 1s.
Move up. Yeah.
They just don't. It happens, sure.
Yeah.
But like it really doesn't. And Yippee Kai said it's not 2x more entries because I already played there. So that's the other thing, right? It's not like all of those people can now enter. Like it's not like everybody who played in season is now coming in, because a lot of those people, yes, already played Classic. Like you're really only adding the people who only played in season last year.
Right. But it looks like after that, like the questions thing, the FAQ that they brought out, didn't it say like we're guaranteed 4 entries now? Like there's not going to be like a little hidden 4th.
Oh, really?
Could be wrong. I don't know. I'm sure I read that somewhere. I could be completely wrong on that.
In your questions answered?
Yeah, I could very well just have misinterpreted it, but
I'm just going to Control F the number 4.
48 hours, nice.
Here we go. With Sorare, the updated structure focus on Champ.
Oh, with up
to 4.
Yeah, okay, I got it wrong.
Maybe they spelled it out. No, they didn't. Yeah, so that's it. I don't know. Like, I got Alex Freeman as a tier 5 last season. I believe he's a star now. Every other tier 5 I won is now a plumber. So James, Alex Freeman was a tier 5 in Challenger, and now he's a star in MLS. Now, I'm not saying you can't jump, but like,
right,
Alex Freeman is not a star in Challenger. Like if MLS was still in Challenger.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, we're just talking about Champ Classic here. Let's just fucking talk about All-Star. Like, you know, we're combining all of Contender and all of Challenger, the people that just played in season of those two, all into one All-Star comp, and Champ leftovers, let's call it. You know, we've got the whole card, you know, base of the game in that competition effectively. So, you know, what do those numbers look like? And then, okay, equally, what does the prize pools look like? You know, like, is there a reasonable, you know, situation where you're winning good champ cards from there if you are finishing really high, potentially? Like, they should reward champ cards from there, right? On paper. It's All-Star.
Yes.
So, but then again, you're obviously competing with the Contender and Challenger, like, type of players. How much cheaper how much cheaper is Van Zek compared to Jude? Like, those type of things now, like, you know, as much as this is just going to be mental as far as like lineups go and whatever, like, it does pose the question, like, yeah, what do these, like, this classic smasher, Contender and Challenger boys look like in comparison to the champ boys? Like, what can you build an SO7 all-star team for right now that could, like, you know, compete? Like, we're talking Shaqiri's and all, you know, all those type of guys. Like, what does that cost? That would be an interesting one, because if you are able to earn and win the big champ guys from that, what is their their price sort of multiplier type of thing. Like that would be quite interesting to see.
I think the difficulty is that just based on the number of cards that they can reward, your odds of getting a champ card are so low.
Fine.
And Thomas said, I'm buying 20 Shakiris in preparation for next season. Like, I just don't think we're going to get back to the days of All-Star. So, like, when we used to all play All-Star, Rare, and Rare Pro, it was like we use, Shakiri, or, well, not back then, but you use those cards to like win the best cards. And it feels like there's very little incentive for Sorare to put the very best cards in All-Star, because they don't want us to play there. And so,
but they must want us to. Like, that's literally the only other place you can play them. Like, that's literally the only place okay, I get the champ thing. Like, they might not reward, the creme de la creme of champ cards there. They might occasionally, and I get that. Like, I get why you wouldn't. So is it just, contender and challenger folk and like scrappy champ cards competing for, the best challenger and contender in season version like cards? That's basically what it's going to probably come out as, isn't it? What does the essence look like? Is that neutral essence? Like, I had a little situation a few weeks ago where I've been told by support or whatever that, like, say if I had 16 neutral essence, right, in Super Rare, then I won like 6 MLS essence. Okay, so I had like 22. No, that's a lie. I had 24 neutral and then 6 MLS. So I had 30. I then crafted a 20 essence pull, thinking I would get an MLS card because it's neutral MLS, I thought. But no, I got a flipping K-League dud. Just never played football. Yeah. And I got told on support that it like goes off your most recent essence, if that makes sense. So they
should be neutral, which...
No, it was neutral. Sorry, it was right. Yeah, it was neutral, which it turned out to be a K-League card. But I was under the impression that the MLS essence would like poison the neutral essence. Because remember, that was the time, right, where that would all be MLS, I thought. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I think they're wrong. Like, neutral is not All-Star.
Right.
Neutral, it was my understanding that neutral just basically evenly distributed to everything else that you had. So if you only had MLS,
which I
left,
yep,
that's what you should get.
Did not get it, and I got told on support.
I will let me change that. Either they got it wrong or Sorare told us incorrectly.
Yeah, everyone was under the impression that like neutral would just bind to whatever you had.
Right.
Right, and all I had at one point was just neutral. I had 100% neutral, 24 essence. I bumped in 6 MLS essence, so I had an 80-20 split on percentages, 24-6, raw number. I crafted and did not get an MLS card. So
and instead, if you only had the essence to craft, it would have been neutral only, and that's All-Star, but he didn't.
I didn't. I had 30 essence.
Your MLS was under it, so it wasn't MLS inflated. Oh. But you had MLS essence first?
No, like at the end. So I had 24 neutral. I added in 6 MLS.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
So maybe, that's unbelievably stupid, but I get it.
It just goes off like your the essence on the bottom.
Yeah, so like when you won the neutral essence, that's all you had.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's frustrating.
Like right now I'm at 50-50 on the dot, which is hilarious. Like I'm 50 MLS, 50 neutral.
But you don't know which is first.
No, it'll still be.
There's nothing on your screen that tells
nothing.
You. Right.
I only know because I had 24, I had 30, I would have had 10. So like, four neutral essence is the oldest, if that makes sense. So I could end up getting a flipping non-MLS card again.
Right, you get it.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, older essence goes first. Had the same issue with contender essence. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So I think I'm pretty sure it was Yippee-Ki-Yay. I love this. Yippee-Ki-Yay played contender in season.
Yeah.
DBK loves champ.
Right.
Played contender in season to win cash. Any lineup that won essence,
Cancel it.
canceled it.
I love it.
They were like, congratulations, you won 50 essence. He's like, nope, I'm out. Took the relegation.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I do get it. I mean, if you don't want it, if you look at it as poison, then yeah, fine.
I loved it. I remember the first time I saw it and I was like, that's crazy. You're just like giving up essence. And then I was like, I totally get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. But the neutral essence is a bit like gloomy, isn't it? Like it's not.
They shouldn't call it.
It doesn't bind.
Like they really shouldn't call it neutral.
No, it should be like all-star essence, right? Technically.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would make a bit more sense. Because
I'm trying to think here. Like, I think you had the tough situation where you had enough neutral essence to craft.
Yeah.
So theoretically, if you had 19 neutral essence and 5 MLS, you would have gotten an MLS card, I think.
Right. Oh no, that can. Oh right, I get you. Yeah, because 19's in. Yeah. Okay,
so like once you win 20 neutral, if 20 neutral essence is like your oldest essence, you're getting a K-League card.
Because I was doing the biggest loser thing. You know, the bidding stuff. So I was coming second, and
the biggest loser thing.
I was the biggest loser. Yeah, it was just a bit of a nightmare. And what's funny is I had a delayed 5 super essence because someone bought a card and it took 15 days for it to transfer. So like I was on 13 essence for like, let's just call it the last 3 weeks, and then I had an extra 5 pumped in. So whatever, like it'll end up being a stupid card again, but whatever.
So to come back to the classic part of this conversation, I don't know if they will be successful with it. Obviously, we don't know.
Right.
But the answer, every question that we have let me go back actually, before I go there. There was a time, sometime previously, where they made an announcement. It was probably the announcement from last year. And we had the same questions like, wait, where do we play? Blah, blah, blah. And they were like, every week we will have specials that will make sure you have somewhere to play. And we were like, all right. Because like, what else can we say? I think what's going to happen now is they will make the announcement of like what everything looks like. And the solution will be, don't worry, we will make sure there is an arena for you to play in. And let's hope it works.
I mean, yeah, that does feel like their strategy right now. Just throw.
Like I think the arena is going to be a significantly bigger part of the gameplay than we're anticipating.
Yeah, because it's flipping free for them. That's why. Really.
Yeah.
Like that's ultimately it. Like,
I mean, it's free as far as like rewards are free. Like card rewards aren't really free because they're like theoretically lost revenue because they like could sell them.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yes, like I think we can't convert contender essence to neutral in the arena next season. We don't know. We don't know what it is. But I think like the more and more questions that we ask or topics we bring up about the upcoming gameplay, it feels like there's probably an arena answer to all of it. Like, I think that'll be what do I do with all my extra champ cards? And they're like, oh, champ arena, cap 260. Let's go.
Not enough essence. That's on you. Like, I can see that being the answer.
So, Bazzer, I'm thinking this as well. Speaking of essence, do you think Sorare might give us some free essence to start us off with the arenas that kick off in 26? So, I wonder. Oh, and there's another one. So, do they take the oldest essence for arena entries too? That's a good question. They just take the champ essence. That's all. I think that they don't, this complicates it, but I almost feel like they should have a different, I don't even want to call it a currency, but like, I guess if you look at essence as a currency, it's like they need a different one for crafting versus playing entry playing. And maybe there's
Right.
a positive to having the mix that I just like don't see, but they're going to have other ways to win Essence. And
Right.
it's obviously like a huge risk to them as more and more people get Essence, because those can lead to cards.
Mm-hmm.
But if the arena is successful enough, like people will want to use their Essence to play the arena. Like at some point they're going to craft cards, obviously.
Right.
But I don't know, it just feels like they need a way. Bob said free Essence for daily and weekly missions.
Maybe.
Bring us back tickets. Yeah.
They said like the missions, I know they said a lot of things, but they said the missions sounds like it's going to be a big part of the new gameplay. So we'll see what that looks like. There's a couple of decent questions in the chat. Well, Dobbsy asks just about under 23. Like we haven't really touched on under 23 being, obviously it's always been classic, but yeah, obviously going to SO7. I mean, nothing's really changed other than it's SO7. You can't win any cash on the podium. Has anything else changed, really? Probably not. I genuinely can't think of anything else that's like moved, changed.
So one thing that you need to think about, and I don't think that I don't know if they necessarily need to do something about it, but let's say this is like such a stupid, very specific situation. But what if you only play U23 Classic and you win a bunch of Essence? There's no U23 Essence. So it's like you craft a card and it's like, oh, great, I just crafted insert old guy here. Yeah. It doesn't even have to be an old guy. Right, literally could be somebody with a shitty June 30th birthday who just turned 20, but
well, like you're basically go to the arena.
Yeah.
Is there an under 23 arena? That'd be quite cool.
Again, I think they have the ability to do whatever they want with the arena.
Yeah, no, they do. They do.
And I think that's why it'll be so important to. Yeah, like the cool thing about the arena for them is you don't need everyone to want to play the same thing.
You need 10 people, basically.
Right. Yeah. Hey, you want a U23 arena? Well, here's one. And if 10 people join, game on.
Right.
And
I think it's a great concept. Like it is. Like I can't knock it for that reason. And I get why they're pushing it. But they need to give us as much. Like, I think we need to go as broad as possible with arena as far as like just play arena. And there's no criteria to capped arena, under 23 arena. Like it has to go like so specific and then very broad to where like you can do whatever you like. Like on DFL, like you can literally play any level of participation, money to enter. $1, $2, $3, $4, 1,000, $5, like whatever. It needs to be that flexible, I think. And eventually we need to customize our own ones.
I mean, I'm now picturing that it just. I'm thinking of Tolga right now, since Tolga works on UI for them. It's almost like they need to have a. What's that?
The guys like put like 1,000 messages, or not 1,000, but a lot of messages.
Oh, is that in disc? Oh, come on, guys. I don't see where that is actually. That's funny. Really? Like I don't see it in.
Is it on Twitter?
On the actual, it says it's on YouTube, but anyway, I almost feel like they have to have a completely separate like lobby for because they like, again, the opportunities that arena presents are endless, and so it's just a matter of like, again, they don't need thousands of people to be like, I want to play that one. They need 10 or 100 or whatever it is. And that's what Ernst Taft, who I think also left all of these other messages. Do you think Super Rare is a good choice? I bought a contender team, but it left contender. I don't know, man.
Legend says customizable arenas and community arenas would be amazing. No, I agree. I think that.
I mean, you can do that going back to like is Sorare DFS, which reminds me, I didn't actually make that video public yet. Like you can post games in the lobby. So you can say like, I want to play whoever picks up this game. I'm going to stake $1, $5, $10, $1,000, whatever. Come get me. And like, if you could do that on Sorare, just being like, I want to play for 10S, you know, I'm going to put 10 essence in and 9 other people do it. Like, let's go.
The issue is, does it become like all the fucking big dogs just flexing their cards effectively?
Yes.
You know, and then it's,
well, you don't see the cards. You just see that they're entered, but
but you might not be able to see who's entered it though.
So at least on
DFS you can, yeah. Like we saw,
you can see who's in there.
Right.
You can't see their lineups, obviously, but like, I don't know. That was the part of DFS that I liked, like the smaller groups of like, I don't know these people. Maybe they're not any good. Yippee said, I believe we'll see single league comps in Arena with special requirements.
Like one Prem, one Blunders. That'd be fun.
What's that?
For Champ. Like for Champ Arena, you could be like, you need one card from each league type of thing.
Yeah. Oh,
shit like that.
Really cool.
That'd be cool.
Halligan said, not really relevant to the conversation, but if I'm reading the calendar right, Leagues Cup won't completely cancel MLS this season. We only lose one weekend, I think. Yeah, it's better this year. But also, Leagues Cup games are not eligible for MLS streaks and all that stuff. So, the Arena probably saves Sorare one extra player given out through Essence per every other Arena with the 10 Essence fee they take each time. Do they actually take? Do we know that it's a net zero? I mean, excuse me. Do we know that they take a 10 rake? But because isn't the extra Essence put into the golden arenas?
Yeah. I don't think they take anything.
I don't think so either. Like it doesn't eliminate Essence from the platform.
No. Mikey says, go on.
Philly Dude said, a few minutes behind listening on 1.5x, but having classic single league comps for literally one season just sucks. Meaning we just had it, I guess. Like we just had single league classic comps, but yeah, I don't know.
Arena's their golden child now. It's their get out clause. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Mikey. But like, yeah, what do you do with an inflationary like card, type in classic? Like there's just only so much you can do really to like lessen the impact of that. But yeah, going back to under 23s, I don't think much changes other than what you said. Like, yeah, if you craft cards with the essence, like obviously it becomes harder because there's just more players required in a lineup, right? As do all the, comps. Like you need 7 good players now, not 5.
Someone said if like 7 just adds variance. Yeah, yippee-ki-yay.
Fine. Yeah.
And DMPs. Customizable arenas and community arenas would be awesome. Probably coming somewhere down the line. It would be, yeah. But like arenas, their get out clause, but it's also like it will only go as far as people want to play. Like if arena ends up not being that exciting for people to play, then nobody plays, and then it's not their get out clause. 100%. Imagine creating a lobby with an invite code and a buy-in. Yeah, I mean it's literally DFS at this point.
It would be great though for our little communities though and stuff like in the Discord and that. Like that'd be so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, 7 chances to hit a DNP. Yeah, I mean I agree. I mean, it's one of those things like football.fun is doing like teams, and it's like getting a community to like contribute to something is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So what do we do then, Laird? What's our plans? Because I still don't know what I'm doing. I don't think you necessarily know either, maybe, without speaking for yourself. For you, sorry. What are we doing? Like, what are you doing with Super Rare? What, talk to me.
I'm not buying super rares right now. And I was about to say, I'm not sure I'll ever buy a super rare ever again. But I'm just not an absolutes guy, so I don't want to say never. I don't see a reasonable path for me to, I don't think I would enjoy trying to win at the super rare level more than rare. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'll get to a point where I just feel like there's so many people playing rare.
Right.
Not to mention limited. So I bought in MLS. So I was gonna say, like, I bought in MLS in season limited. I didn't buy into rare, and I was like, I didn't want to spend that much money. And based on my results, I'm glad I didn't. But like, I don't love MLS, so it's fine. But I don't see myself playing super rare. From the next season, I'm trying to think of a situation where I wouldn't want like the best classic cards. And I don't mean just all of them, but like you always want to have the stars. Like that's the point, right? Stars will be stars. And so like I bought that Jude recently, and I'm like, there are a few other classic guys that I'm just like, if they're great, then I'll play them. And even in SO7, maybe I want to do it. So that's all I'm doing right now is like trying to figure out if there are like legit stars that are now affordable at the rare level. And from the super rare side, I'm not even looking at super rare. The only times I even look at super rare prices is when I see someone else buy a unique and they're like, look how cheap this was. And I'm like, if that's the unique price, then the super rare must be much cheaper. But it's also guys I would never buy at rare. Like,
right.
So like, what was that one that Rodrigo, the Rodrigo went for what, half an ETH? And I was like, if the unique went for half an ETH, how much does the super rare cost? But then I was like, I'm not going to buy a Rodrigo super rare.
Oh, you can off me.
I have a rare already, but it was just kind of like, I'm not going down that road yet, but like maybe some sort of like cat mode super rare arena will be fun. I don't win enough super rare essence to comfortably use it on the arena. As I sit here with 23 super rare essence.
Rip it.
I'll show you why I don't rip it.
Ooh.
And I have no idea what I'm actually ripping. Whether it's probably the contender one.
Yeah, probably. Look, I was just looking then, you've got literally one champ super rare, and then you've got the rest, obviously, challenger and contender. So basically, you're going to be either an all-star boy in super rare or arena, basically.
I have a champ super rare?
Yeah, Kamaldeen Sulemana, which technically isn't champ if he stays at Southampton.
I didn't even know I had one. What's funny is that's not who I thought you were going to say, and then I remember the guy that I was thinking of is actually in Ligue 2. Jeez.
But yeah, like you'll definitely have like, week to week at least one, maybe probably two. I haven't looked at your goalies and that, but like you're gonna have 2 or 3, decent SO7 teams that could, go and do something, or you play them down, I guess.
So, right, like I have 100 super rares.
Yeah,
which is more embarrassing than anything else. And the only place I can play them is All-Star.
Yep. Every single one of them.
Every single one of them. Or the arena, obviously.
Or the arena, unless you play them down or under 23, which you probably won't. But like, you have 21 spots to play those 100 cards effectively. If we're talking like only having 3 All-Star lineups.
Like these are the U23s I have in All-Star. I don't have a goalie. So I have like no actual starters. Oh, Simsir. Never mind. Oh, and Benny.
I mean, they're pretty good cards.
This guy, somebody described to me as the next Hyungmin Son.
Looks it with his 2 appearances. 2 seconds. I'll be back.
Yeah, I would love it if he was actually Southampton or Challenger or whatever it is next season. It's All-Star. That's what it is. You're right. Southampton are not champ. But I don't think Sulemana is going somewhere else. I forget where he's going.
Yeah, he's probably going to move.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I don't think anyone can go on.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't think anyone can really go wrong right now in, if you are like planning on playing classic, like if you have cards right now in your gallery, you're playing classic effectively, unless you sell them, right? So it's like I don't think there's much wrong in doubling down on collections you already have. Like, for example, I have a 5% Nice collection. Going out and getting a couple of Klauses wouldn't be a bad idea if I've already got 5%, whatever. Little things like that you foresee those type of players having an impact. Having multiples not, never really going to be a bad idea, especially at the price point a lot of these cards are at. And the second thing is, high level classic cards that you think that can maybe transfer over to in season. If not, then they play in your best classic lineups. Again, price dependent, like you said earlier with the stars. Like those cards have to be like are the most desirable right now. Price might not reflect it, but that's on paper the card you should be hunting down. High level classic cards.
Yeah,
I would say, which is obvious, but for arena you don't even need high level.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
It's a weird one, that one. Like you should have like arena cards and then like classic cards in a way.
So Mike's like Mike said, by get out clause I meant there's an area where cards aren't playable to be played, voila, a special criteria arena. I wonder from and Anya said, I have 5% Bayern and I'm debating getting 2 more Olise and Kimmiches for classic, but on the other hand, I have so many other good players as well. I think there are a lot of people who sit in that position on at limited and just think like, do I need 3 more Kimmiches? But I wonder if their concept of the arena is so all-encompassing that when we say, wait, where do I play my whatever, challenger, contender, and they're just like the arena. And they're just so steadfast on that of don't worry, there will be an arena. And everyone will be like, yeah, but I don't want to use Essence to do that. And that's where they're, like, do they offer free arenas? Which I think realistically, the free arenas can't give out more than 10 Essence to the winner.
Right.
And so how much do you want to enter an arena for free? Like how good are the cards that you are going to use to enter a free arena where the upside is 10 Essence?
Probably not very good cards.
And so is that a good opportunity to use good cards there? Because you can just like
scoop,
win a bunch of Essence.
But then it's like, could those cards be better off sealed?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
Little surprise. I don't know. Like that's the big thing, is where does the mediocre cards go, basically? Which is that a concern to Sorare? I don't know, but ultimately there is a. Do I play the free Essence arena if that exists? Do I seal them? What does that look like?
Yeah, I've long been somebody who says that like they shouldn't give rewards, like real rewards to like free to play game like people.
Same, yeah.
But free arenas basically to win Essence to then compete in real arenas, I feel like is okay.
Yeah, I'm not like totally opposed.
What I think, so the more I think of this, the more, I can't believe I'm going to say this. The more we talk about the arena and classic comps and sealing and all of this, there's actually a very big decision tree every week of what to do, which I feel like we've been missing for a long time. Of, all right, I play my champ cards in champ. I play my prem cards in prem, play my contender cards in contender. And now with like the arena or with sealing, like there are more decisions to be made. And like, that's where like the element of skill kind of takes over. People who are better at making those decisions. The game is better when you have more decisions to make, as opposed to just like, I buy this card and I play it right there, and then I wait for my cash to come in. That there's, they have like a very big opportunity to make like the decision-making process of this game fun again. Because we used to do it like, do you play in champ, U23 or all-star? Do you play your super rare in super rare or rare pro? Do you play, and it's like all of these spots. Do you play your best rares in rare pro or rare? And we kind of lost that for 2 years, 3 years, who knows? And the arena's kind of giving them an opportunity. Do I play my best cards in the free arena so that I can win essence so I can play a bigger arena?
Into a paid version.
Or do I enter the free arena so I can win enough essence to get into a Coliseum where I could win 100 essence or whatever, who knows?
Right.
Or cash. Are we going to have in-season arenas for cash? I doubt it, but
maybe. But then that's going to have to dilute the not have to, but it would dilute the other pools of cash.
Unless we just all go apeshit and buy everything with all of our money. I don't know. There's like we talk about how much. We're just going to keep going, speculating about the arena, but there are limitless opportunities for them when it comes to the creativity that they can use to make the arena attractive and a place to play all of the cards we've been accumulating for all these years.
Right. I just hope they don't make it too boring, Like, they have the opportunity to, like you said, basically do anything with it. Like, let's hope that anything actually converts into something, or a lot of things that, like you said, give you a bit of choice paralysis. Like, that's a good thing. That means time on the side. That means strategy, of course. And yeah, I do like those contemplations for sure. But just pigeonholing us into just like all-star for champ and challenger cards right now is just like, there's no fun in that, is there? Let's be honest.
No.
Like your super cards like literally can't go anywhere other than the arena, which again could be fun if they can, just get that right.
Yeah, all we want is to sit down every game week to do our lineups and genuinely have to decide,
right,
where do I want to play this game week, instead of just like, let me just plug in these guys and then the leftovers go over here.
100%.
Yeah. Jumpshoot said, a wise man once said, if you just go with the default position is that they will fuck it up, it makes playing the game a lot easier.
Not wrong.
Hashtag trust the team. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Dizzy from the possibilities, will be nice to know what is possible. The important question is, do Sorare know yet? I think probably not. I think they do.
Do you?
Yeah. I think they know what they want and they just need the numbers to work out. So free arenas, not real arenas. I think it would, and again, this is something I've considered for about 8 minutes, so I don't want to say, obviously they should do this, but being able to enter an arena for free, telling people they have all these places to play their cards, and then being like, well, what if I don't have any essence? And they're like, oh, you should go win some essence. And it's like, well, now I have all these cards I can't play. So that's why free arenas make sense to me. It gets those cards, it gives you the opportunity to grind essence. It gives users somewhere else to play their cards. And if those free arenas are good, then people are taking those good cards out of the competitions, like main competitions, and playing them in a place where the upside is 10 essence or whatever it is. That's what they want. They want fewer Kimmiches in Champ Classic. And if you're you can play your Champ Kimmich in a free arena to get 10 essence so that you can then play next week to win 100 essence. That sounds pretty good.
It does. I just don't think Kimmich level cards will be doing that. But maybe.
I don't think so either. But
yeah, that's the big issue.
You never know.
No. I don't know. But,
well, how about this? What if they did the same golden thing with the free arenas? Oh, you don't want to win 10 essence. Here's a free one where you can win 100 essence.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely pushes you towards that, maybe more so than ceilingless, for example.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to work out, isn't it? We just don't know anything, basically, really, as far as prize pools and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, we've got
I
like at least 2 weeks before it's early July. So who knows?
mm,
Danish Superliga starts 1 month from tomorrow.
wow, that's Colette season. Scooping up all his cards.
Ugh. Hopefully it's
I,
good.
I don't know. I don't know. I just hope I, have. Well, yeah. I don't think we mentioned the F word, but I hope I just have fun with it. I just do hope that that's like it's whatever it looks like something that I really just want to dive into, not like I'm forced to dive into, which I kind of am inherently forced if I have X amount of cards. Like obviously you can just choose not to play, which is fine. But you just leaving opportunities on the table. I just want those opportunities to just look fun. Just give us some amount of fun, whatever that looks like. How classic wise. I'm just curious, and I'm also skeptical with the fact that obviously we're going to SO7 for other reasons, but the byproduct of that is, like we said, there's more variants, but there's also more DMPs, and I don't know how disengaged you have to become, like how many DMPs you have to eat in SO7 to just say, you know what, like this is not even worth playing. Like I might as well just close my eyes and click, make me a lineup, because that's just the same. You do all the research and stuff, but it ultimately sometimes just becomes nil and void. And I just, how much resources should go into Classic as far as time, as far as actual money. Like, I don't know. That's the thing you've got to weigh up, I think, isn't it? It's like, should you even like think about like should Classic even come into your thought process when playing this game? Ultimately it has to, because we all have cards, so like we're gonna play them. It's just like how much you care, really, isn't it?
I mean, we all have these cards and we want to play them, but like from the fun perspective, like you and I make content about this game, and like the exciting parts of the game are mostly gone. Like the crafting stuff's not that fun anymore. The card reveals aren't that fun. Winning cash is nice, but it's also like it was the unknown of what card you're going to win that like made that content good. But what seems to be gone, and not that I ever found like lineup building streams interesting, meaning like somebody just like sitting down, like I'm going to build my lineups here. But and again, I just go back, like the arena opportunities, or at least what those look like. Watching somebody make their lineups may actually end up be interesting. Of, oh, this is why I'm going to play Kimmich in Arena this week instead of Champ Classic or All Star or wherever, and it just gives people something to watch and think about while they're doing the same thing. Like it seems like it's not even storytelling, but it's literally just the content of like, here's how I'm playing. There's just not that much of it anymore. And I think because the game is just plug and play now. My in-season cards go to win cash. My classic cards just get slapped here. And now we potentially have the opportunity to play many more places. And so that gives people the thought of like, oh, where should I play? Oh, let me see where Harry's playing his cards. What does he think is more important this week? And we just don't have that right now. So it's like, that's why the arena is so important.
Yeah, they just got to get it right then. They've just got to get the variety within the arena, super right, effectively.
Andrea said, Classic will never be fun if you don't care. I enjoyed Classic at the end when I had the ability to use a lot of good cards and have hope for each team. I think so will be fun, at least until the novelty wears off. Yeah,
isn't it kind of on them to make it fun? Like
absolutely.
To make me care, kind of,
But so what will happen is when you have all of these decisions to make, and then when you end up, this is what I'm prioritizing this week, and you win it, and you're like, oh, let's go. Like you went through the decision tree, and you're like, this is what I'm focusing on this week. And when it hits, you're absolutely pumped. And like, that's what people want to see. That's what they want to feel. They want to feel like they've made the right decisions instead of like there's no decision making right now.
No.
And so now that there is, it's kind of like, okay, now we can at least feel like we're making the right decisions, or we're making the wrong ones. And now we get to work through like, why didn't this work? As opposed to just like, yeah, I played my champ cards in champ in season. I played my prem cards in prem, and then I won or lost.
Like, it's just inherently boring. That like,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And so they have an opportunity to make the game very exciting. Well, very exciting is dramatic. More exciting than it is now because
100%.
Because again, we lost that process, that decision-making process of where do I play my best cards? Because right now it's like my best classic card goes into in season.
Right.
But then it's like, where do my other best ones go? And right now they just go into classic champ because I don't care. Because I don't want to play all-star with my champ guys. Because
should they make us
win a K-League guy?
Do they want us to care about classic? Really?
I think they need us
to care.
To want to care about classic.
Okay.
As a gameplay, they do not need us to care with our wallet.
But yeah, okay.
Like they are under no incentive to make buying classic cards a good idea. They want all of our money spent on in season. But if we can make classic fun, then you have something that people want to do. Like, I think the classic is the easiest path to fun. The stars are cheaper than in season. There are more places that you can play. You can get a little more creative with the arena and stuff like that. You can mix them if you want. And in season, it's just like, oh, your prem guys, yeah, they play in prem. They're
plug and play.
Put them over there. Throw in a Salah classic and move on. But like classic. Oh, sorry. Andrea said you can make classic more fun if you actually don't plug and play. The cost of buying cards for each week is next to none, and you can do much more in classic than in season.
I agree. But what are you doing much more for? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what is the reward? If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like lineup building is more fun. Yeah, lineup building is more fun and flexible and stuff. Like, I wouldn't dispute that, but yeah, how fun are the rewards effectively?
But like, do you think that winning cards is more fun than winning cash? Like, fun.
Depends how much cash.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, like, if we're talking thousands, and yeah, obviously that's way more fun. But at like the lower levels, I'd rather win, decent. Yeah, I'd rather win cards.
And I think that's the point, is that like you want, and that's where you like classic is where you win them. And so you need that part of the game to be fun. James said, if we become unengaged with classic, then we are more likely to walk away from the game. They need the whole game to work to keep people wanting to play and buy cards. Like, I think, and it's not easy, but they need to make classic as fun as possible while also ensuring we don't basically waste our money on classic cards.
Right. It needs to be fun enough to not buy, but fun enough to play.
Right.
That's the line.
but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's tough. Like, they don't just like change stuff because they just want to change it. Like they need to figure out a dynamic enough gameplay where we spend our money on in season because we want to win cash, but also we want to have enough decisions in the classic game where there has to be somewhere in classic where we're like, oh, I want to win that. And then you go out of your way to like make sure your best stuff is there. And every moment that you spend caring about your classic cards is a positive because we have so many of them.
Just swamped in them. No, I get it. I do.
Like, I have an even 500 rares.
I was just looking at 100 supers, and you don't want to. Your OCD will take over there. You won't buy a single other card now.
A single? Oh,
as in like, come on, you can't have 500
more.
True. No, like, yeah, I'm. That's the thing. We're forced to play in a way unless we sell all the cards, but just make sure. Like, I don't need it to be as fun as in season, obviously, but I just need it to be as fun enough to where like I'm enjoying putting the cards in lineups. You know, That's it. Like, don't make me just like look at it as a chore, which is my choice, I know, but ultimately, they need to give me things on the screen to make me not think that effectively. Like,
You're absolutely
isn't
right.
it? That's it. Like, that's what it comes down to. So just put enough effort into where like it's fun, but don't put more effort into where it's better than in season, because it can't be. Like, they just can't allow it to be, obviously.
Like we want our time to be spent thinking about the best ways to play our cards and not just plugging them into a lineup builder that takes too long.
Yeah.
And lineup builder is much better than it has been. I'll say that. But you don't want people to be like, I have these great classic cards and I'm just slapping them in and moving on. Like,
right.
We want to be able to have fun with these things. James said, having debates over the last week, I've realized there are no easy answers. Makes me appreciate how hard it actually is to run Sorare. Yeah. I mean, this is not easy.
It's not easy at all.
And again, like I've said it countless times, but it's particularly hard because nobody else has done it. And so you can't make a decision and say, oh, wait, those guys did this 5 years ago and it didn't work. Like it's all new. I just noticed the flowers on the sleeve here that I really like. I didn't realize that was there.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Put it on.
Very nice.
Yeah. So yeah, to answer your question about what I'm doing, I have no idea, Harry.
So if we save Classic?
I think there's a path to saving Classic. But let's be clear here. Saving Classic is not doubling the value of our Classic cards.
No.
It's just giving us more fun ways to use them. Period. I mean, would it be nice if they doubled? Sure. But
it just seems like creativity is the word they need to double down on. Yes. Really. Yeah.
And the arenas allow them, private arenas allow them to outsource the creativity. Like if somebody creates and literally from a technical standpoint, it's not as easy as like, oh yeah, let me create a cap 246 with just guys from Spain. But like, they could, like if you or I are like, wait, I want to play this week, I want to play a La Liga one that has like these rules. And then they can see in the community, like, oh, other people like that. They can create one as well. And like, you can private leagues with individual rules. Again, I think technically is very difficult to do. So like, don't expect that they can do this, but it does allow them to kind of like outsource the creativity to people who, and no offense to them, may be more creative when it comes to gameplay. That's all. Let me create one where like every card has to come from the same collection arenas.
There's a stacking arena effectively.
Yeah, but if you did like a classic one, maybe not everybody still plays for them. I'm thinking like my Ren collection. Let me make 5 cards from the 2021 season, like stuff like that, where you have to,
like your River Plate guys, where they're all over the place.
Yeah. I would play the hell out of that. My God, you could even do like what's the greatest classic collection and have people like compete with their collections and see. This is what I mean. They could just like this is the creativity they can have. I'm so fucking creative.
Yeah, but it's just they need somebody to do all this. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And if they're not doing that, then they're probably doing something with Classic. So it's just how's the balance struck? Where the resources, sort of filtered to. It's just I just don't know whether they're going to have the brain capacity or just the manpower to go through all that. I really hope they do, but who knows, man? Who knows?
Well, I think what it'll come down to is at some point, do we work on making standard classic competitions better, or do we make the arena more malleable? Do we want more people playing the arena or these gigantic classic tournaments? And at some point, like if the regular classic, meaning like if All-Star, Champ, and U23 classic like works this year, meaning like people like it and that's it. Then maybe that gives them the opportunity to make the arena a bigger thing. But if everybody hates the arena, then not, you know, then it's like, all
Mhm.
right, we heard you. You don't like competing in this, but yeah. Graham said, didn't they do private leagues for the World Cup? So the functionality is there. I mean, private leagues are one thing. Like customized private leagues is very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Mm-hmm.
But they could also just like, hey, send us your, you know, they do a poll or survey, like send us your 5 most creative arena possibilities. And then whatever, you know, they group the most popular ones, community vote, or they offer all of them, or like, here's what the community wants. And you
Right.
can say like, we know this because these are the suggestions we've gotten from the community. And we go from there. Like the creativity and the fun upside of arena is really, really high.
No, it is. It is. Potential's high. It's just what. Let's see if it fulfills it. Basically.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We'll find out in about a month, sometime in the next month, but probably not in the next 2 weeks. I think that's all we got today. Thank you to everybody for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. Special thanks to the Metaverse Football League, MFL, for sponsoring this show and allowing everyone to watch it for free. But if you want to have more content, patreon.com/Andrew M. Laird. The live streams, which I have to change. Every live stream I do on this channel is available for Patreon members, but not to everybody all the time. And so if you want to make sure that you're always available for a live stream, or you just want to watch them within 24 hours of happening, join patreon.com/Andrew M. Laird. Little as $5 a month. But also go over and become a member of Harry's channel. Harry Trades on YouTube. Become a member over there. Get your gallery review whenever we're able to get some news, so Harry can actually help you with your future endeavors before he just tells you to play the arena over and over again. But anyway, thank you everybody for coming. Good luck with just waiting around for the news to come, and please make sure you get outside.